Hey guys, welcome back to Trek on the Tube. Today we are doing another overview, another DVD slash Blu-ray overview, this time for the recently released Star Trek short treks. Now this was released on the 2nd of June in the US and Canada, on the 13th of June in the UK, and on the 15th of June in Australia, 2020. The rest of the world, I don't know. Frankly, it's not been very clear online, but hopefully by the time this comes out, everyone and anyone across the world will be able to get themselves a copy if they so desire. Now, just like with my last two overviews, yes, I am doing a giveaway, which means you could be in to win this very copy that I'm holding in my hand. You can disinfect it for the COVID when it arrives at your house if you want, or just let it sit for a couple of days just in case. Otherwise it stands I am not sick, so there's that. Anyway, there'll be information about the giveaway at the end of the video. What I have here is the Blu-ray version, which offers the episodes in 1080p, but you can also get the DVD version, which will get you 720p. I know it doesn't sound like a big downgrade, but it really is. The image quality is so much nicer on Blu-ray. Though it is a shame they only went 180p, because I don't know, I have a feeling they could have gone higher. It would have been better. Anyway, before we start talking about the actual content that this thing offers, let's talk about the physical packaging. For starters, the box is flimsy and cheap. There's just no other way to put it. I don't know if this is now the standard Blu-ray box, but the fact that they have this recycle logo cut out on one side and these holes on the other just makes it so light and so fragile. Maybe it's an environmental thing, you know, less plastic being used. Maybe it's just to save money. Maybe both. In any case, from a collector standpoint, it's disappointing, as is the cover itself. You get this one-sided artwork slipped in, which offers on the front a bland, faded-out collage of the characters featured in the episode, some looking good, others heavily pixelated, and on the back, okay, the back is alright. It's nothing fancy, but it does the job. If I'm honest though, the whole thing does scream of someone just saying, yeah, that's good enough. Side note. There are some people that received theirs with a slipcase. Now, I don't know why some did and some didn't. The one I received, for example, did not, so I'm sorry. Sorry for you guys that will win the giveaway, that there's no slipcase. In any case, thank you very much to Caleb from the Star Trek Twitter family for the pictures that I'm sharing now. Okay, so the content. What do we get? Well, 9 out of the 10 currently released short treks. One making of sorts for each short except Ask Not, 2 audio commentaries, and a separate general making of the short treks. Now, just like last time, I didn't listen to the audio commentary. It's just not my thing. The first one is with Jenny Lumet and Alex Kurtzman, the second Anson Mount. The episode that's missing, dare I say, to the release is Children of Mars. It's the only one that ties in directly to Star Trek Picard, and so I think it's fair to assume and fair to say that that will be released on the physical release of Star Trek Picard. It's a shame it's not here. It really is, but I guess that's the marketing team trying to push those Star Trek Picard Blu-rays. Okay, the runaway bonus feature is called Coming of Age. It's 7 minutes long. Showrunner Alex Kurtzman, director, please forgive me for butchering this, Maja Vrilvo, and actor Mary Wiseman talk about their experiences creating the first ever Short Treks episode. Vrilvo talks about how she identified with its themes and how difficult it is to have a story translate well on screen with only 5 scenes in it. It's still, in my opinion, the worst Short Treks episode to date, but seeing this does help you better understand that they didn't quite know what they were doing yet, and so the rough start does really come down to, I suppose, growing pains. The Calypso bonus feature is called Shall We Dance? Writer Michael Chabon explains why he chose to make the characters dance together and how he was inspired by the tale of Odysseus. Director Olatunde Osunsanmi addressed the difficulties of filming a familiar set in ways that were visually new and interesting. We carry on with First Contact Kamenar, the bonus feature about the Brightest Star. 5 minutes. Erica Lippold and Bo-Young Kim talk about how this story was originally pitched as a day in the life of Saru, but considering they had access to the Kelpian village, they turned it into an origin story of sorts for the character. The Brightest Star isn't my favorite, but I do quite enjoy the fact we got to spend some time on Kamenar, so I am happy with the way it turned out. Although, a day in the life of Saru could have been very interesting. You know, it could have been reminiscent of the way, well, the Next Generation, what Next Generation did for Data and what Enterprise did for Phlox. Covered in Mud, 5 minutes, is the next bonus feature. It's about the escape artist. This was my favorite, probably because it relates to my favorite Short Treks episode, but also because it was nice seeing Rainn Wilson talk about his first experience as a director. He also shared his excitement about not only being in Star Trek, but, directing it. It's a bit hard to describe, but as a fan of the franchise, as a Trekkie, seeing Wilson so happy about his whole experience kind of makes me think this is how I and other fans would be in the same situation. Moving on, Ensign Sparks' first day, 10 minutes. This is the longest bonus feature the release has to offer. Michael Chabon talks about returning to the Short Treks and writing his second episode, Q&A. At the time, he was already working on Picard and had come to learn how Santiago Cabrera is a fantastic soccer player in addition to being a talented actor. So, Chabon decided to use this concept of secret talent or hidden talent that he had also seen with Aldous Hodge on his first Short Treks experience and work it into the story with Spock and Number One. That's why Number One sings. He also shares a very heavy story about how he wrote all of Q&A by his father's side in the hospital, his father being a long-time Star Trek fan. Now look, I haven't seen the episode again since its initial release. I saw it 2-3 times, when it came out, and that's how I did my review. But I'm pretty sure that if I were to rewatch it now, or if I were to rewatch it in the future, the emotional weight of Chabon's story would probably affect my opinion on it just a bit. Here comes Tribble, 3 minutes, all about the different designs, shapes, and sizes of the tribbles used in the Trouble with Edward. It's interesting to learn how they made these little things, how some were remote controlled, others were just lifeless balls of fun fur. I'm not convinced tribbles needed varying shapes personally. Sizes, yes. Colors, yes, that'll make sense. Shapes, I don't know. The next bonus feature is Score, 6 minutes long. It's all about the creation of both the story and the music for Ephraim and Dot. Giacchino talks about how tough short stories are to compose for, and we learn from one of the writers that Ephraim, the tardigrade we see in the short, is the very same one from the first season of Discovery. It used to be blue, now it's green, which is strange, but then again, we don't know how these space and time traveling giant spore-eating tardigrades work. They might change color every few years, who knows. On a more serious note, for those of you that care about canon and its intricacies, I'm going to use this example to illustrate a little something, because sometimes things can get a little blurry. The canon of Star Trek, aka the official story of Star Trek, is everything that we've seen on screen, in film or in television, and so, even if the writer himself, like it's the case here, says that this tardigrade is the same as this tardigrade, as long as that has not been said or explicitly shown on screen, that fact is not yet canon. And so, another writer, somewhere down the line, can very well dismiss the comment made in this bonus feature and write them to be two different tardigrades, and even have them meet. I know. Anyway, let's move on. Bedtime Stories, 7 minutes, is the bonus feature about the girl who made the stars. We learn how this was originally pitched as part of one of the Discovery episodes, but, it didn't make the cut. I am very grateful they were able to still make it into a Short Treks, because it's nice to have an added layer of legend and folktale to humanity in the franchise. Kenrick Green talks a bit about how he got to do the various voices as Father Burnham pretends to be the different characters in the story, and he talks about the empowering message of the short for young girls. We end with the making of the Short Treks, which is the general making of bonus feature I mentioned in the beginning, and look, I'm not gonna lie, it's only 4 minutes long, and it's a letdown. I mean, this is the making of the Short Treks, and all it is just Alex Kurtzman basically explaining that they needed to get Star Trek content to CBS All Access as quickly as possible. He didn't have time to pump out Discovery Season 2 because the VFX takes so long, and so they had this idea, out of necessity was born the idea of the Short Treks, just to kind of, fill up the CBS All Access library. It's a bit sad, and it's a bit disappointing as a bonus feature. Overall, the bonus features aren't that great. They provide nothing more than the Discovery ones do. Regarding the episodes themselves, there's technically one missing from the second batch, which, I think is a real shame. All of that added to the fact that it's not a very pretty physical release leads me to say, that it's a cheap, half-assed cash grab on CBS's part. which is not cool. I may be mistaken, but it sure as hell does feel like that. I'm genuinely sorry if you're in a country where you have to purchase this in order to see the short tricks, and if you're in a country where you can stream them, just do that. This is useless, especially at the price it's going for. Shit. And no, I'm not just saying this because it is modern Star Trek. I think the second season, the physical release for Star Trek Discovery Season 2, I think that was really good. For anyone that's a fan of Star Trek Discovery, I think it was a really good physical release. There was a lot of bonus features, and it was worthwhile. This, no, not so much. That being said, I'm still organizing a giveaway, so if you want to enter, and have a chance to win this this physical release, be subscribed to the channel. That's how it works. You got to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with the hashtag tardigrade. So it's on the screen, and that's it. I'll leave this competition, this giveaway open for probably about a week until my next original series review comes out. So there you go, and then I'll announce the winner at that time. There you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck to everyone out there. Remember to like, subscribe, of course, comment, giveaway. And you can always support this channel on Patreon. You can become a patron. As I said in my last video, I now have an established list of hardware that I want to buy. A camera, a lens, a mic. There's lighting. There's all sorts of things. And we're pretty much halfway there. So, yeah. That's it. Live long and prosper.